Graduands, distinguished guests, families and friends, welcome to the Charles Darwin University graduation ceremony. My name is Fiona Colson and I'm the Provost at CDU, and it is my honour to be your MC today. We are gathering to celebrate on Larrakia country, and as the traditional custodians of this beautiful saltwater country, I pay my respects to Larrakia elders past and present. I would also like to extend my respect to other First Nations people here today. We will start with the formal ceremony shortly, so my job right now is a bit of a warm-up to go through some of the housekeeping, and then I'll explain how today's ceremony will run. But firstly, today is quite a special day for one of the members of our graduation team. I have an underground network who have woven various pieces of evidence together, and we believe today is our manager of graduation, Maria Camis's birthday. We didn't know she celebrated birthdays, but very happy birthday, Maria. Maria has led us through 6 graduations successfully this week and 2 more to go. So she likes to hide these things from us, so that was truly a joy. Now let's start with some housekeeping. Our photographers will be busy taking pictures throughout the ceremony, and you will be able to have photographs taken after the ceremony. Please feel free to take photographs and video from wherever you're seated. It is a special day today, and we want you to remember it for a long time to come. If we need to evacuate the venue, there are exits located at the front and the rear of the room, and if you hear the evacuation alert, please follow venue staff instructions. A bit of a reminder to turn your mobile phone off to silent or turn it off completely before the ceremony formally starts. And while we know you really do enjoy watching your loved ones, if you've got sort of video going and other things, could you try not to obstruct the view of others? Now, it is today is there's a lot of formalities, long-standing traditions that we follow, and so it can be a little bit serious. But I wanted to remind you that today is a celebration, and we want you to enjoy yourselves. Family and friends, we are so very delighted that you've been able to join us here today to celebrate the success of these graduands. We want you to clap and cheer for all your worth. There are truly no noise limits today. We will start the ceremony with the academic procession. As the procession enters, you will hear the season's fanfare. This is a signature tune that was commissioned by the university for a grand occasion such as this one. The season's fanfare pays homage to Charles Darwin and maps a journey through the Territory's seasons and history. We hope you enjoy listening to it. The last 3 people to enter the hall will be the Vice-Chancellor, the Mace Bearer and the Chancellor. The mace is one of the traditions that universities use for ceremonial purposes. The mace represents the authority of the University Council and its head, the Chancellor. Maces originated as weapons, but they have evolved into decorative and ceremonial objects of beauty. And at the centre of our mace is the gold flame of knowledge. This also links to the traditional use of fire as a way of passing on knowledge. And it also includes Charles Darwin's telescope and pandana sleeves surrounding. The mace will sit centre stage today. Another very ancient tradition that we're fortunate to have as part of our ceremony is a welcome to country. And we have a very special person who delivers our welcome to country, Larrakia academic in residence, Dr. Billawara Lee, OAM. Arnie B is a part of all of our graduations, and when she's not here, I don't feel it is a graduation. It is one of the most special welcomes to country you'll have the privilege to be part of. You will see you'll see Arnie B and all of our First Nations graduates today wearing a very beautiful stole. These are based on the design and colours of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags, and they demonstrate our university's commitment to the achievement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their communities across the Northern Territory and across Australia. When the ceremony starts, we will ask you to stand. The ceremony will be presided over by the Chancellor, the Honourable Paul Henderson AO. He will confer awards on graduating students during the ceremony. When the academic procession takes their place on the stage, please remain standing for the national anthem. In the early part of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, will ask the graduands to stand and then ask the Chancellor to confer all of today's awards, at which point you, the audience, can cheer. Each graduate will then be presented individually on stage. Today we have graduates from the Faculty of Science and Technology and CDU TAFE. They will be presented by the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Suresh Thenadil. We also have graduates with a Doctor of Philosophy, and these will be presented by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research and Community Connections, Professor Ruth Wallace. Now, graduands, this is the bit you need to listen to. You note I'm calling you graduands at the moment. Once your awards are conferred, you become graduates. Now, you are why we're here today. You have a starring role to play on stage. You've got your gowns, you've got your mortarboards. I now ask you to please check that your tassel is on the right-hand side of your mortarboard. I even had to think about that. Yeah. The reason for that will become apparent later in the ceremony. Now, graduands, just before you come on stage, you will be prompted to line up behind the scenes by one of our ushers. There you'll receive your testament before being presented to the Chancellor. When it's your turn, walk to the edge of the red carpet over here and wait for your name to be called. When you hear your name, you walk towards the Chancellor, and just before you walk towards the Chancellor, we generally nod and what we call doff our mortarboard or bonnet, so a little bit like this. So your name will be called, you'll do that to the Chancellor, and then you'll walk across. The Chancellor will be standing here. Pause, don't keep going, pause. Turn to the front row and have a photograph taken with the Chancellor. You'll then be guided off stage by our ushers and back to your seat. And as I've said many times this week, if you've forgotten all of that, simply follow the person in front of you. And now the first person who's coming up on stage is going, "What do I do?" Very best of luck. Graduands and guests, please remain seated throughout the ceremony. We want every graduate to have a full house, whether called first or last. And right at the end of the ceremony, you'll hear one of the fellow graduates address the hall. So please, no leaving early. At the end of the ceremony, the academic procession will form a guard of honour. We have a very special guard of honour today, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that later in the ceremony. But graduates, which is what you'll be by this stage, you will pass through the guard of honour as you exit the hall. It now gives me my very great pleasure to hand over to our Associate Director, Alumni and Giving, Mr David McBain, who will talk to you about staying connected to Charles Darwin University.
Thank you, Professor Colson, and good morning, graduands. Congratulations on your graduation from Charles Darwin University. It's so great to see so many of you here. Completing your qualification is a significant accomplishment and a moment to be truly proud of. Today, we're here to celebrate you, as you join a vibrant community of CDU alumni, a title that you'll carry with you for life and one that we hope you'll always wear with pride. Your qualification is more than just a piece of paper. It's a pathway to your future. But your connection with us doesn't end here. As a graduate, we're here to support you as you move forward in your career, and we hope that you'll also inspire and guide future students who in a few years' time will be sitting exactly where you are today. As alumni of CDU, you also have access to a range of exclusive benefits. You can access free professional development advice through our Virtual Careers Centre. You can use our campus libraries and online resources and take advantage of free access to LinkedIn Learning. With over 15,000 courses delivered in 7 languages, you can continue to build your skills anywhere and at any time. We'll keep you connected with CDU through our alumni news and social media, and you'll be invited to regular alumni networking events, no matter where you are in the world. You're also eligible now for the CDU Alumni Awards. The CDU Alumni Awards recognise those of our graduates who are making a difference across the globe, our brightest stars who are using their skills and knowledge to do amazing things. Nominations for this year's awards are still open, so if you know someone who deserves some recognition for the great things that they're doing, jump online and please nominate them so that we can celebrate them as well. Some of you might have noticed that I'm up here with a little crocodile that's dressed like us. This is Charlie, and like you, he's also a member of CDU's alumni community. And I have one for each of you to collect from the alumni desk over in the Career Centre at the end of the ceremony. He's our gift to you, a thank you for studying with us, and a keepsake to remind you of your time here at CDU and the time that you stood on this red carpet, had your photo taken as a graduate and a proud CDU alum. I hope that you'll stay in touch and share your future successes with us. We'd love to continue to hear about your achievements and where your education with us has taken you. Now, I know this is a very exciting day, maybe a little bit overwhelming. There's paparazzi around everywhere as well, so don't worry about that. But I also don't expect you to remember anything that I'm saying right now. But in the coming days or weeks, when you do see Charlie sitting on your shelf or your kids playing with him, please think of that time that you stood here. Jump online, update your details so that we can keep in contact with you, and check out the other offers that are available to you as alumni of Charles Darwin University. Congratulations again on your graduation. I'm so excited for you, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you across at the Career Centre at the end of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, David. The ceremony will commence shortly.
Welcome to Charles Darwin University graduation. Congratulations on your achievement. Now you stand ready to create a new world of possibilities. This is your CDU graduation. Graduands, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to commence. Please stand and remain standing until the national anthem has been sung.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, graduate, families and friends, welcome. To commence proceedings, I'd like to invite Dr. Billawarra Lee, OAM, to deliver the welcome to country.
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Darandara Menakrukoa Bachawa, Damaliju to Kurumenajin, Yajana Bachawana. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kurumenajin, Larrakia country. It's really good to be here with you today. My name is Dr. Billawarra Lee, but I like to be called Auntie B. I'm a senior elder of the Larrakia Nation, the Larrakia academic in residence for Charles Darwin University, and a member of the large local Kabila family, one of the family groups that make up the Larrakia Nation. I pay my respect to other elders here today and acknowledge dignitaries, special guests, fellow Larrakia people, families, friends, colleagues and graduates. To my brothers and sisters and non-binary people from other First Nations, a warm welcome from my heart. I recognise the strength of spirit and depth of knowledge that exists in the elders of the past and present, and I know the rich tapestry of the dreaming still runs strong in a mind, body and spirit. The Larrakia people are the first sovereign nation of the Greater Darwin region, and although our lands extend up to 50 kilometres inland, we are sovereign people, and our sovereignty has never been ceded or extinguished. As the Australian First Nations people are the oldest continuous surviving civilisation on Earth, we continue to be the longest enduring teachers, students, linguists, medical practitioners and healers, diplomats, researchers, astronomers, artisans, environmentalists, horticulturists, fire master, water managers, athletes, builders, traders, and so many other roles that make us a truly strong, flexible society. One day I hope Australia, if not the world, celebrates the deep, rich history and they understand and learn from our ancient wisdoms. Because remember, our history is your history. I want to give a heartfelt congratulations to our graduates. You have passed all the hurdles to be here today, your graduation ceremony. I'm so proud of you. And I feel that over the years, during your studies at CDU, together with staff of the university, you have woven a very strong spiritual danala, a dilly bag, a net, in which you carry your hopes, dreams and knowledge. In Larrakia traditional life, we use the dilly bag to hold any bush foods and medicines we gathered, but also our people of a high degree, our wisdom keepers, the law men and women, had a spiritual danada that they put all the knowledge and wisdom they had gained over the years into, and as they walked and travelled on the life journey, they carried their spiritual danala with them. And now you have a spiritual danala, and that you can carry on your exciting life journey. Please carry it with pride. Charles Darwin University is giving you the knowledge and the tools to be a master craftsperson. Please continue to make us proud. And never forget, if you ever need us, we'll be here for you, as you will always be a member of the CDU family. So it's on that note, it's my privilege on behalf of my fellow elders past and present to welcome you all to Wawadiriki, our land. You were walking on Larrakia land, and when you leave, a song will stay with you. So I hope you stay in my country is a safe and nourishing one, and that the spirits of my ancestors watch over you while you're here. All I ask in return as you walk softly on Mother Earth and treat her with love and respect as the Larrakia people do. Good luck with you two guys, and thank you. Mamak Batua. See you later.
Thank you, Annie B, for that beautiful and warm welcome to Larrakia country. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address. In all of the excitement before we started, there was one thing I forgot to tell you. I talked to you about all of the traditions that we follow. One of the traditions that the Vice-Chancellor likes to follow is he will only get up to speak if he's truly welcomed to the stage. So what we're going to do is we're going to do all of that again as if it never happened. Otherwise, I may not be working here tomorrow. So I'm going to we'll pretend that first bit didn't happen. I will invite the Vice-Chancellor back up again, and this time I want you to really cheer, hoop, holler. Look, it's a favour for me, if anything. Okay. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address.
What a wonderful warm welcome and completely unexpected. Thank you very, very much. Ani Bilawara, you go faster and faster up that ramp every graduation. Thank you for that lovely warm welcome to your country, beautiful Larrakia country, and how beautiful is it as we move into the dry season. We pay our respects to you and your elders, past, present and emerging. And it is always wonderful to have you do our welcome to country. To be honest, Arnie B, I thought we could do a bit better today. And please don't take offence to this, but what I really wanted to do, because, you know, science, engineering, environment, I wanted to get someone really special, really special. And I was really trying to get the NT, Northern Territory First Nations Woman of the Year, but I couldn't track her down anyway. You don't know who that is, do you? It's you! Ani Bilawara, congratulations on being the... This bunch over here, the graduation people, this is our 7th graduation this week. I think they're delirious now. Look, first thing, some housekeeping. I see a baby in the front row. Hold that baby up high. Hold it by its neck, that'd be fine. Good, okay. Are there any other babies? Any other babies in there? Yeah, one there. Oh, she's pointing at her husband, but never mind. Look, we have a rule. If babies start crying, if kids start making a bit of noise, you are not allowed to look all embarrassed and walk outside. We don't care. We don't mind a bit of noise from kids. In fact, this bunch behind me love it because they know we've got business coming through. So we are, another very quick bit of business. We've done 7 graduations this week. I've noticed that our photographers here are starting to look a little bit bored. So can I ask you to give them a challenge? When you go up, just as they're about to take a picture, scratch your nose, pull a face, blink, anything. Let's make them work. Let's make them work today. Look, and a big congratulations to you. It is incredible the work that you have to put in to get in here today. Whatever your award you're getting today, we know you've worked very hard. We know there are 2 groups of people that have worked even harder than you though. One, the group behind me, to get you lot through. But also the people over here, your family and your friends. These are the people that have had to put up with your whinging for years. Whinging about, oh, it's all too hard, I can't do another assignment, oh, I've got to go on a field trip and I'm too tired. And then, of course, there's that continual question of, you couldn't give me some money, could you, please? So everyone's going to be congratulating you today, but I'm going to congratulate these people. In fact, I think you should all stand up. Come on. Face your victim. Sorry, families. And you applaud them. Okay, they weren't that helpful. Sit down. Yeah. Great, and I just saw there someone with a Nepalese stole on, so I do welcome people from right around the world. I know we've got people who have flown in to see their family graduating today. A very warm welcome to the absolute best part of Australia, the Northern Territory. Give it... And all of these pictures are being streamed around the world, so we know that we've got families and friends right around the world watching you graduate. If you're online, a very warm welcome to the Northern Territory, and hopefully you'll travel here and actually see the beauty of this place yourselves at some time. So a very warm welcome. Now, last thing I'm going to say is some advice. And this is to you. You may not have been to a graduation before and wondering, well, what is it like? Is it all solemn and serious? Yes, there is a very serious part of this. People are getting their degrees and diplomas and certificates that they've worked hard for. This is a major milestone in life, and particularly professional life. And our chancellor over there, he's the serious one. He does the serious bit. Me and you, we can do the fun bit. So I want you to make a lot of noise. When they walk across the stage, I tell you, the day before last, the nurses were like a bunch of nutters going off with the applause. But really, they were left behind by the teachers and the educators yesterday. So you've got to outdo them. Please, if your relative or loved one is one of the first off the stage, I know it's difficult, but they may walk across and just get a very polite little clap. And then by the time we get halfway, people loosen up a little bit and start to go crazy and scream out, "That's my mum," and stuff like that. Think about the poor people that went across first. They're sitting there thinking, my family don't love me. What did I do? So let's hear some noise right from the start. This is a wedding with a few creepy uncles. This is a wedding, not a funeral. So let's celebrate. Have an absolutely great day. Congratulations.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. It is now time for today's occasional address. Jacinta Kelly is a Chartered Structural Engineer, Certified Practising Project Manager and Fellow of Engineers Australia. She completed a double degree in civil engineering and science at CDU, where she was awarded the University Medal. Jacinta has built a distinguished career in the Northern Territory, delivering diverse infrastructure projects, including remote housing, aerodromes, and barge ramps. Along the way, she completed a third degree in mechanical engineering while raising 5 children. Jacinta is currently Director of KME Consultants and the Integration Manager for the Middle Arm Precinct Project. She's held several leadership roles, including recently as President of Engineers Australia Northern Division. Her outstanding contributions to engineering have earned her numerous accolades, including Engineers Australia Young Professional Engineer of the Year, the NT Young Achiever Somerville Community Service Award, and the PMC's Science and Engineering Award. Please give Jacinta a warm welcome.
In my first year out of uni, I got hit by a bus, fell pregnant, and made a $17,000 mistake at work, in that order. It wasn't exactly the post-uni life that I'd planned out for myself. In fact, you could probably call all my plans demolition rubble by the end of that first year. But looking back, I learned something. I learned that success doesn't come from following a script. It comes from learning to adapt when the script just completely falls apart. So today I want to talk to you about 3 things, 3 thoughts that I hope will carry you into whatever comes next. Let's go back to the bus. Yes, I was hit by a literal bus, route number 4, Progress Drive in Nightcliff. I've got the scars to show for it. I was a fresh young graduate engineer, 2 weeks into my first full-time job, feeling like an eager beaver, ready to please, ticking all the boxes, life was good. And then walking to work one day, minding my own business, everything stopped and I landed in hospital. It was painful, it was confronting. And I learned that life is fragile and unpredictable at the best of times. But that wasn't the only lesson that knocked me that year. Several months later, I was leading a team on a major bid for my company, and we spent $17,000 preparing that bid, and I rushed the final submission. And right before I submitted, I entered the wrong number, and we had to pull the bid entirely because of my error. I was absolutely mortified. And to be honest, I wanted to shift the blame to my team, to my boss, to anyone else but me. But then walking into a debrief with my operations manager, I made a decision. I walked in there, looked him in the eye, and I said, "That was my mistake. I'm really sorry." And that changed everything. Which brings me to my first thought. Failures and knockdowns don't end your story, they just shape it. Those moments taught me accountability, resilience, and how to just get back up when life just feels tough. That same year, I found out I was going to be a mum for the first time. It wasn't part of my plan. It was unexpected, overwhelming, and it certainly wasn't at the ideal moment in my mind. But since then, I've raised 5 beautiful kids with my husband while building a career I genuinely enjoy. But let me tell you, there have been some messy moments and many not so ideal moments ever since. I've submitted reports with a baby on my hip. I've chaired meetings after sleepless nights and broken dishwashers. I've even perfected the perfect poker face when my child sheepishly comes up to me and says, "Mum, I forgot, I need 2 green pom-poms and a rainbow tutu by Friday." And that was actually my daughter yesterday. So this morning, a big W, guess what I was doing? Buying 2 green pom-poms for tomorrow. So home life can be messy, but work as well. So I once walked into a meeting and I was greeted with, "So you're the little girl who's causing me all the problems," just because I had dared to question whether the proposed solution was really the best one. In that moment, I had a choice. I could fire back, or I could hold my ground with quiet strength. I chose the latter, and 6 months later, that same man thanked me and said, "Jacinta, I could not have delivered this project without you." I'm not saying that I handled that moment perfectly, but I stayed calm And I refused to match an insult with another insult. And that changed everything. Which brings me to my second point. Your degree will get you through the door, but it's your character that will keep you there. It's your consistency, your resilience, your ability to keep showing up when life is not ideal and it's a mess. The world doesn't need smart people doing perfect things in ideal conditions. It needs steady, grounded, compassionate people who can handle messy. Be one of them. Over the years, I've taken on many roles and jobs that I felt like a complete imposter and just not ready for at all. In fact, I remember the first time I was ever asked to lead a project. I was completely underprepared, but I said yes. And then I proceeded to spend all my time filling out checklists and timelines and risk registers and every other form and piece of paperwork you can think of to keep my project on track. But I forgot the most crucial thing: the people doing the work. And then my team member went on holidays without doing the work that they were supposed to do before they left, and I was left scrambling, calling around the country to find someone to help me meet my deadline. Fortunately, a guy in Queensland saved the day for me, and I learnt that leadership is more about people than process or paperwork. Since then, I've had to lead in so many more moments where I've not felt ready. Consoling a team after the traumatic death of a work colleague, letting someone go, and calling out inappropriate workplace behaviour. And a couple of years ago, I made the big leap. I went out on my own, left the comfort of a salary, and became a consultant. And I thought it was hard and going to be scary, but surprisingly, life can surprise you pleasantly. It actually was quite easy in the end. But overall, this brings me to my third point. Confidence never shows up first. It only comes after you've already said yes. Courage is what gets you moving. So if you're ever waiting to feel 100% ready or completely prepared, you're going to be waiting forever. I promise you, just start, just show up, and confidence will always catch up to courage. So, graduates, on this beautiful morning in Darwin, let me leave you with this. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't fear the detours, the mistakes, or the messiness. And if life hits you like a bus, literally or metaphorically, you can get back up and turn it into a story worth telling or a scar worth showing. Because today I decided it wasn't about sharing with you a list of achievements or awards. Today it's more about sharing with you my moments of failures, fears, mistakes, and lessons. Because if I'm completely honest with you, it's those moments that I'm most proud of when I look back on my life. Because I'm really proud of how I handled them, how I learnt, responded, and grew. And then the achievements just followed. And I think one day you will look back on your life and feel the same way. Maybe you already do. So, congratulations. Go live a story worth telling.
Thank you, Jacinta, for those truly inspirational words to our graduands. Please accept these flowers as a token of our appreciation. Today's musical presentation will be Avalanche, an original written and performed by Steve Capandi. Steve is a Darwin-based singer-songwriter whose musical journey is taking him to over 100 venues across Europe, the United States and Australia. Steve's original songs have resonated with audiences worldwide, and his insights into the craft of songwriting have been featured in the Songwriter magazine in the US. As a songwriter and artistic director of the Irish Americana musical The House of Finnegan, which premiered in Los Angeles, Steve has demonstrated a unique ability to blend storytelling and melody on the international stage. A business graduate of the University of Newcastle, Steve has now embedded himself into the CDU community, continuing to invest in his passion for writing and performing. Please give Steve a warm welcome.
Thank you. When Maria asked me to perform the graduations and asked me what song I'd like to do, I was like, right. I remember my graduation. This is a very special moment. So I chose this original song. It's called Avalanche. And when you're young, you can often be looking ahead and looking at all the problems which might be coming. Money, housing, family, jobs. But sometimes it's good to look away from that avalanche, to look away from what's coming and to live in the moment. And today's about making memories. So I want to encourage you, whatever you're worried about in the future, forget about that today. Focus on the now and make memories, because we are who we're meant to be when we are living in the moments where we create memories. So this song's called Avalanche.
I know the money's gonna run out someday soon. Down low, I give it all. There's nothing I could do. I'm looking down the barrel, I can't see a way through. And I know how it's killing you. Too cold to get up, take on the world. This road is tiring up, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I look into my eyes, you stay by my side. Forget about, shut it out, there's no more fight. Take each day as it comes, look away from the avalanche. Don't waste this moment in my arms. We will be who we're meant to be when a moment's worth of memory. Today, the history, let it pass. I know that less is more, and there's nothing left to lose. And I'm all out of big ideas, I assure you. Look into my heart and pull me apart. There's nothing left to do. Just take each day as it comes. Look away from the avalanche. Don't waste this moment in my arms. We will be who we're meant to be when a moment's worth of memory. Today, the history, let it pass. As it comes, look away from the avalanche. Don't waste this moment in my arms. We will be who we're meant to be when a moment's worth of memory. Today will be history, let it pass.
That was wonderful, Steve. Thank you. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to commence the conferring of awards.
Would all graduands please stand? Chancellor, as Vice-Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I submit to you candidates for awards as set out in this official list of graduands. I certify that those listed have satisfied the requirements for the award of those degrees, diplomas and certificates.
As Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I hereby admit to their respective awards the candidates whose name appear in this official list of graduands. Congratulations, well done. Everybody, can you please give our graduates a big round of applause? Congratulations again.
Thank you, Chancellor. Would all graduates please take your seats? I now call upon the Executive Officer of First Nations Leadership and Engagement, Leslie Matheson, to acknowledge our First Nations graduates today.
Thank you. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and most importantly, graduates. I acknowledge the Larrakia people as traditional owners of the land on which we gather today. We honour their enduring connection to this land, its waters, and rich cultures that have thrived here for millennia. We recognise that sovereignty was never ceded, and we pay our deepest respects to Dr. Auntie Billawarra, Larrakia elders both past, present, as well as to all First Nations people present here today. I am Leslie Matheson, and I stand before you today as a proud Yemen Turribalang Bunda woman from the Central Queensland, Australia, and as the Executive Officer of First Nations Leadership and Engagement. Today marks a momentous occasion as we celebrate the remarkable achievements of our First Nations students who stand before us. As you watch the names of 239 TAFE and 46 higher education graduands grace the screen behind me, remember the countless hours of hard work and determination that have led to this very moment. Each and every student has demonstrated extraordinary dedication and resilience on their journey to this point. To our First Nations graduates, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. Your path to this stage has been filled with challenges, triumphs, and moments of personal growth. Your commitment to learning has brought you to this milestone achievement. May you carry the lessons learned with you and apply them with passion and purpose. I extend my warmest wishes to each and every one of you. May you flourish in all of your endeavours, and may your futures be filled with prosperity, fulfilment, and possibility. Congratulations.
Thank you, Leslie. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Suresh Thanadil, to present the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Technology and CDU TAFE.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, families, friends and colleagues. I'm very pleased to celebrate the achievements of the students graduating from programs in TAFE and the Faculty of Science and Technology. We train our students so that they are ready to launch and succeed in their careers. Our courses are designed to meet the needs of the employers and the community. Our programs are professionally accredited and many are available both internally and externally to cater to the diverse needs of our student population. Today, we are celebrating your success. It is a time to reflect on what you have achieved and where you might be going next. Hopefully, your time at CDU has just been one step in your learning journey, and some of you might return in the future to undertake further studies. On behalf of all the staff in the Faculty of Science and Technology and TAFE, I would like to congratulate you on successfully completing your studies. We are happy to have played a part in your learning journey. This is an important milestone in your careers, and I hope the programs you have successfully completed will serve you well in the next phase of your life. To your family, friends, and employers who have supported you during your studies, I also offer my thanks. I share their pride in your achievements, and I acknowledge the important part they have played in your success. I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Please enjoy this memorable day. Thank you. Chancellor, in my capacity as the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Faculty of Science and Technology, I present to you for the award of Certificate 2 in Electrotechnology, Mitchell Gregory Hancock. Certificate 2 in Engineering Pathways, Ranuga Arachigai. Certificate 3 in Aquaculture, Nirvana Rose Lockwood. Certificate 3 in Carpentry, William Soares. Certificate 3 in Electrotechnology, Electrician, OK Key Deet Lefs. Joy Kurian. Vaughn Mockey. Certificate 3 in Horticulture, Roxanne Vergara. Certificate 3 in Horticulture and Certificate 2 in Horticulture, Tegan Kate Green. Certificate 3 in Instrumentation and Control, Michael Paris. Certificate 3 in Light Vehicle Mechanical Technology, Mark Reyes Ponsones. Can the audience be louder, please? Certificate 3 in Mobile Plant Technology, Gerald Malimban. Diploma of Science, Jessica Madeline Sims. Bachelor of Engineering Honors, George Kalitsis. Jui An Le. Elizabeth May Rong Lee. Krishna Arya Valadian. Bachelor of Engineering Honours with First Class Honours, Nicoletta Lauris. Anastasios Stasi Petsalis. Benjamin Reynolds. Tan Thai. This could start it. Lu Ping Yan. Shan Yi Yang. Bachelor of Engineering Science, Suraj Adhikari. Arcel Ibasto Gaeno. Anush K.C. Khatri. Roman Meher. Bachelor of Environmental Science, Liam Robert Craighead. Emily May Davis. Carissa Annette Dawson. Sarah Jane Fluke. Tyson Francis. Ryan Edward Gentle. Samuel Cruz. Kylie Tortadell. Bachelor of Science, Vincent James Caldwell. Amy Louise Cook. Erin Isobel Genevieve Gargan. Bachelor of Science Honours with First Class Honours, Robert McGregor. James Andrew Pike. Master of Engineering, Sawondo Dave Akume. Nitish Reddy Alam. Rana Singhe Arachige Supun Salis Apuhami. Govind Arya. Sikandar Asif. Vivek Bashyal. Enrico Paolo Co. Debolina Datta. Lattua Handi Tanuja Premalal De Silva. Manan Hareshbhai Damilia. Jatinder Singh Gill. Ram Babu Giri. Nirav Ramesh Bhai Godani. Herat Mudian Selage Salinda Kumara Herat. Job Jacob. Joel Johnson. Joe Jose. Pawan Khatki. Mithul Kumar Vinubai Kenny. Sabin Lama. Yanchung Leo. Jamish Padamshibai Moradia. Vishest Muni. Ramesh Prasad Pandey. Prabin Pandit. Pan Yang. Paras Virendrabhai Patel. Pratik Kumar Ambalal Patel. Ranjan Paudel. Samit Paudel. Ravi Paudel. Sashidhar Regmi. John Roland Salas Rios. Bikram Shrestha. Suman Shrestha. Faizan Tahir. Govardhan Tupugala. Muhaimin Ur Rashid. Vivek Vagasia. Felix Jacob. Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering Science, Chun Ya Ho. Master of Environmental Management, Luisa Abala. Casey Suzine Krukamp. Yonten Jamsho. Chitra Paul. Abdul Karim Yakubu. Chancellor, that concludes the graduate presentation for the Faculty of Science and Technology and CDU TAFE. I now call upon the Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Community Connection, Professor Ruth Wallace, to present the CDU doctoral graduates.
Thank you, Professor Fenadil. Auntie B, thank you so much for your kind words this morning and for sharing the story and the concept of Denala. That's something for us to really think about and take with us as we go forward. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, all our guests in here in the room and also online. A Doctor of Philosophy, or PhD, is the highest postgraduate qualification that can be awarded for formal academic study. The English word doctor comes from the Latin docendi, meaning teacher or instructor. The first Licentia Docendi licence to teach were awarded in the 12th century by the Catholic Church. The first university to issue the Licentia Docendi was the University of Paris in 1213. A PhD involves in-depth, focused research conducted over an extended period of between 3 and 5 years, and up to 10 years for our part-time students. The research outcomes presented as a thesis are assessed by a panel of national and international academic experts who determine whether the research delivers an original and significant contribution to knowledge and the particular area of study. The candidates graduating today have met these very demanding criteria. First Nations people are the original researchers, scientists, teachers, technologists and environmentalists of the land we gather on today, with culture and knowledge dating back over 60,000 years. In recognition of this, we present to our PhD graduates a gift of cultural significance. Each graduate will receive a plaque that features the Wise One artwork. Wise One was designed by CDU First Nations graduate, she graduated yesterday, and Naringman artist Sharona Bishop. This gift symbolises wisdom and spiritual presence. The Wise One watches from above. He listens, he guides, he represents the silent strength and presence that surrounds us in times of challenge and clarity. He is not to be caged. He belongs on country. He is a vessel of culture, story and spirit. And so too are our PhD students, whose knowledge journeys carry the stories of where they came from and the futures that they will influence and shape. Charles Darwin University honours and respects First Nations culture and knowledge. We therefore take great pride in presenting the artwork to all our PhD graduates, recognising their achievements and significant research contributions to their chosen field. Chancellor, in my capacity as the Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research and Community Connection, I present to you Wikadaje Hansi Sanchifa Alwes. And for her thesis, titled Green Synthesis of Metal Nanoparticulates Using Terminalia Ferdinandiana leaf and fruit extracts, characterisation, molecular modelling and evaluation of their biological activities, as supervised by Dr. Vinutha Murthy, I now present to you Dr. Wikadaje Hansi Sanchifa Alwes. Chancellor, I present to you Ocasio da Costa Gutierrez. Okay. And the Consul General is here from Timor-Leste, and we really appreciate him being here to support Ocasio. For his thesis titled Fortified Biochar in Cropping Sequence in Timor-Leste, Crop Responses, Economic Benefits and Farmer Perceptions, as supervised by Dr. Penelope Worm and co-principal Rob Williams, I now present to you Dr. Ocasio da Costa Gutierrez. Chancellor, I present to you Linda Luck. And for her thesis titled From Tree Structure to Carbon Cycling, Cost-Effective Terrestrial LiDAR Scanning to Track the Impact and Recovery from Fire Disturbance in a Tropical Savanna, as supervised by Professor Lindsay Hutley and co-principal associate Sean Levick, I now present to you Dr. Linda Luck. Chancellor, I present to you Kao Kang Nguyen. And for his thesis titled Distributed Secondary Control for Inverter-Based Island Microgrid Systems, as supervised by Professor Suresh Thenadil, I now present to you Dr. Kao Kang Nguyen. Chancellor, I present to you Cade Skelton. For their thesis titled How Hydric and Thermal Physiological Traits of Northern Australian Dotellers Compare Across Species and Environments, as supervised by Professor Keith Christian, I now present to you Dr. Cade Skelton. Chancellor, I present to you Cedric Tan. And for his thesis titled Investigation into the Corrosion Behaviour of High Chromium Hard-Facing Alloys, as supervised by Professor Krishnan Kanurupati, I now present to you Dr. Cedric Tan. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the doctoral graduates.
I would now like to welcome Casey Krukamp, who will speak on behalf of the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Onteby, for welcoming us today. And thank you, Jacinta Kelly, for your wonderful words. Good morning, Chancellor, the Honourable Paul Henderson, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Scott Bauman, staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Graduates of 2025, we did it. We each walked our own journey, faced our own unique challenges along the way, but we all came out the other side a bit older, wiser, and grateful for the experiences we have had over the last few years. Let's just ignore the student debts that are now lurking in the background. My name is Casey Krukamp, and today I am graduating with a Master of Environmental Management. A few weeks ago, I was asked to be the student speaker for today's graduation ceremony. At first, I was hesitant to take on the role because I'd been feeling unmotivated and felt like I hadn't achieved anything since finishing my degree. But then I thought, this is an amazing opportunity to let others who may be feeling the same know that they are not alone. It has been about 8 months since I finished my degree and handed in my thesis. I'm still out here trying to get a job. Every day is a struggle to keep looking and applying. I wanted to take this time to remind us all that we made it through a degree. That was a challenge. And whatever challenge you are facing now, you will make it through. My CDU journey took place about an hour and a half east of Alice Springs with my dog and fiance. Lots of snakes, dingoes, friendly roof goannas, who all got named Rufus, and everything else nature has to offer in Central Australia. However, I wasn't always in Central Australia. I was born and raised in Durban, South Africa. Growing up fondly, I remember being in the outdoors. We'd go camping, bushwalking, game viewing, bird watching, and snorkeling whenever we had a chance. These moments started my love for nature, which eventually fueled my decision to move into the environmental field. In 2010, when I was halfway through Year 7, my mum and I made the long journey over to Melbourne, Australia, chasing more opportunities, safety, and being closer to my dad. Leaving family, friends, the African bush, and culture behind was tough, and it still is. After finishing high school, doing some traveling and volunteering, I did a Bachelor of Science, majoring in Wildlife and Conservation Biology at La Trobe University. In 2020, life as we all know it changed when COVID hit. Melbourne went into lockdown, and toilet paper became the most important thing in the world. I'd finished my degree, and I couldn't work. At the same time, my fiancé was offered the opportunity to be a ranger in the NT. So against all odds, many cancelled flights and 2 weeks quarantine, we became Territorians. After working for a bit at the local shelter in Alice Springs, moving out bush, and almost losing our house to a bushfire, I quit my job in town and started thinking about what other productive things I could do with my time. That's when I found CDU. The ability to study online and complete a degree while living in the middle of nowhere seemed like the perfect thing to do. Studying remotely and online wasn't all smooth sailing, thanks to patchy satellite internet, bushfires, and flash floods keeping me on my toes. The isolation and being far away from family, lecturers, and other students meant I often felt very alone and struggled to make connections. My dog was my fellow student and probably also deserves a degree after hearing me talk through my assignments and listening to my many lectures. To counteract the isolation that studying online can create, CDU provided me with a way to broaden my knowledge, build skills, and give back to the CDU community through peer mentoring. Something that was rarely missing when I did my undergrad was sufficient support in that first year, when everything is new. Being able to be there for first-year CDU students as a peer mentor enabled me to be someone for new students to talk to, someone who can show them where to get extra support, and allowed me to share my tips and tricks to get through university. This was an amazing opportunity that I hope made first year just a little bit less scary for those students. Peer mentoring was a great way to reduce isolation, build connections, and I hope make a positive impact in other students' lives. CDU also led to opportunities to see new places like Uluru, Kakadu, and the Tiwi Islands through field trips and volunteering. It also taught me that midges give me big welts, which was not that fun. I know we have all had different journeys to get to this point, but the one common thing is that we all took a leap of faith. We worked hard despite the challenges that life threw at us, and have come out the other end with a degree. I urge you all to go out into the world, be the person you want to be remembered as. Be kind to yourself and others. Never stop learning, and celebrate. Celebrate the big wins like today, and celebrate the small wins along the way. I'd like to thank the CDU staff we have all crossed paths with, our friends, family, fellow students, and pets who have been there supporting us along the way. You have all made the journey possible with your kindness, expertise, patience, encouragement, love, and support. There are a few people I wanted to personally thank today. Dr. Penny Worm, thank you for your guidance throughout my degree, from helping me plan my study load and pick subjects to navigating extensions and credit transfers. Randall Moreno, thank you for having me as part of your peer mentoring team. I thoroughly enjoyed being able to help and connect with others while being so remote. Dr. Christine Slesinger, thank you for your guidance and for being my supervisor during my research. I learned a lot and enjoyed getting to know the Thorny Devils in some more detail. To my fiancé Tom and parents Penny and Don, thank you for believing me when I didn't believe in myself, and for the countless times you helped me proofread my assignments. To my dog Loki, who sadly can't be here, thanks for keeping me sane, forcing me to take breaks away from the screen to get some fresh air, and for keeping us safe from snakes. I want to end with a final reminder. Life may not always go the way you planned, but I hope you take the knowledge and skills you have gained over the years to make the most out of whatever comes your way. If you're like me and find yourself struggling to get your foot in the door, just remember to be patient with yourself. One of my favorite and very fitting quotes is from the movie, The Very Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Everything will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. Thank you and good luck for whatever your future holds.
Thank you, Casey, for that wonderful speech, and please accept those flowers as a token of our appreciation. I now call upon the Chancellor to deliver the charge to graduates.
Okay, could our graduates please stand? Okay, everyone, big round of applause. You've done it, you've made it. Congratulations. This has been a really inspirational and uplifting graduation ceremony today. And I'd also like to thank Jacinta and Casey for your amazing addresses. They were truly special. So please, can you give Jacinta and Casey a round of applause as well? It's a real honour for me as Chancellor to be here and just for a few short seconds just connect with everybody who has achieved their goal in terms of certificate, degree, diplomas, PhDs. I know how much work each and every one of you have put into achieving what you've achieved today. And it's fabulous that all of you as individuals now have the knowledge and the skills to go out and make an impact wherever you choose to go in terms of your career. Whether you choose to stay here and practice in the Northern Territory, whether you choose to travel and practice elsewhere in Australia, whether you choose to go overseas and work and practice overseas, I charge you all to be continuing to be great alumni for this university, to take this university in your heart wherever you go, and maybe one day come back and study and do further qualifications here with us at CDU. As newly conferred graduates of Charles Darwin University, it's at this stage in the proceedings that we conduct a turning of the tassel ceremony. This is a long-standing university tradition that officially symbolises your transition from graduate to graduate of Charles Darwin University. So if you can now please move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. And hey presto, you are now graduates of Charles Darwin University. I charge you as graduates to maintain a commitment to lifelong learning, to strive for truth, integrity and compassion, to contribute to your chosen profession and by the application of your abilities to support and nurture the communities that you are part of and you will become part of. I charge with you to take you the spirit and resilience of the Northern Territory. Walk softly but proudly in the knowledge of your profession. May your achievements bring honour to your university, your chosen profession, and most importantly to yourselves and your family. Good luck, best wishes, and everybody, once again, a big round of applause for our graduates today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Would all graduates please take your seats in preparation for closing of the ceremony?
Every new day begins with a choice. The choice to make time for what really matters. To use every opportunity to work toward our goals and to make every day count. Once we committed, we knew it was possible. Today is a time to celebrate and reflect on what we achieved. It wasn't always easy. We had our doubts. And the juggle seemed impossible. The early mornings and the late nights. When the inspiration was not there. The search for perfection. We just wanted to get it right. But for every challenge faced, we always had the end in sight. We found our inner strength and determination. We found support along the way. We used perseverance and passion to reach our potential and to find our new world. It all comes down to this moment. A feeling that will live with us forever. To share with the ones who've inspired us. To become the person we were meant to be.
Congratulations, graduates. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor for one final and very special presentation.
Chancellor, I apologise for cutting into what is effectively your graduation ceremony and surprising you. This is a very special graduation because it marks the end of an important era for Charles Darwin University. This is the last graduation that the Honourable Paul Henderson will preside over as Chancellor. Paul is retiring as Chancellor after undertaking 2 incredibly successful terms as Chancellor at the university. Paul became the Vice-Chancellor 6 years ago in 2019. And it's worth reflecting on what is a Chancellor. It's probably a question I get asked more than anything. What's the difference between a Chancellor and a Vice-Chancellor? The Chancellor is the ultimate boss of the university. The Chancellor is head of our governing body, the University Council. The University Council oversees the academic integrity of the university, ensures that the degrees you are getting stand up to any degrees in the world. The Chancellor does that through his academic board. He is responsible for the governance of the university and to ensure that we are upholding various legal legal things that go on, making sure that we are legal, and most of all, making sure that we are complying with the Charles Darwin University Act. He is also responsible for the business side of the university, for ensuring academic integrity, and does that through the senior executive group. So everything in a university comes back to the council and the chancellor. If you want to think of it in business terms, the chancellor is the chair of the board. The vice-chancellor is the CEO of the organisation, and the vice-chancellor reports to the chancellor. Under Paul's term as chancellor, the university has been incredibly successful. It's been successful on many, many fronts. On the research front, our research output just continues to increase and increase. Charles Darwin University is actually one of the smallest universities in Australia. But if you look at where we rank in terms of research, we're right up there, almost in the middle of universities. We outpunch our weight. This is really thanks to the support that we get from the council and the chancellor. We have had an incredible growth in the university's infrastructure over Paul's term. Maybe that's not surprising when you consider that Paul came to us after being the Chief Minister for the Northern Territory, a time that also saw massive growth in infrastructure. Next time you're driving down Tiger Brennan Road, think that is actually one of the projects that our Chancellor did when he was Chief Minister. But at the university, we have seen a growth in our campuses, on this campus, new building, trades training centre, a new medical precinct going up. We have opened a campus in Nhulunbuy, and as you know, we're about to commission a campus in London. But I think probably the jewel in the crown of the time that Paul has been Chancellor has been the City Deal project, which gave us Denala, that incredible building in the middle of Darwin, which is as good as any university building that you will find in Australia. A building that flags that Darwin is not just a centre of government, it's just not about tourism, it's about education. That was a deal that our Chancellor put together. We have seen a massive growth in us as an international university and a growth of truly becoming an internationalised university. While Paul has been our Chancellor, we have seen more than a doubling of our international numbers. And if we hadn't have had a change in government policy last year, I would be saying now a tripling of international student numbers. If you have a look at the ceremonial function, which is also an important part of the Chancellor's role, believe it or not, the Chancellor has overseen the graduation of 26,379 students through the university. He's seen 29 honorary degrees, 296 PhDs being delivered by the university. I think all of us, as you go out into your careers and all of us who are established in our careers, I think there is one measure really of how successful we are, the organisations we work in, and that is, do we leave them in a better place than we found them? Chancellor, you leave our university in a much better place than you found it, and we thank you for that. I should say another difference between a Vice-Chancellor and a Chancellor is that very thankfully a Vice-Chancellor gets paid. A Chancellor doesn't. There have been literally thousands, probably tens of thousands of hours that Paul has put into the university at graduations, council meetings, finance meetings, and goodness knows what else, and that it's all done on a voluntary basis. Paul, we want you to receive this small gift from us. This is just your graduation gift. There will be more. At this stage, the Chancellor normally leads us off the stage and we form a Guard of Honour for our graduates. This time, Chancellor, we would rather you didn't lead us off stage. On this side of the stage, we will get the Provost to lead us off stage. We would like you to stay back, and then we want you to walk down the Guard of Honour. We want to honour you, and if you could lead our graduates down, we would be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott, and I'm truly honoured and humbled by your remarks, but I can't leave you with the last word. Yes, this was a very big surprise, and I have to say just a few words. I know you want to move out and support these fabulous students here, but just think for a moment how special this university is, and it really is very, very special. If you think about the Northern Territory, the beautiful place that we call home, the Northern Territory has a population of around 256,000 people over 1 million square kilometres of land. And you think about this university. I challenge anyone to find anywhere in the world that has a university like Charles Darwin University with all of the academic offerings that it has, all of the research opportunities that it follows, all of the TAFE and the trade training that we do. Try and think of any place in the world of 250,000 people that has something as precious as Charles Darwin University. There is nowhere else in the world. This place is unique and it is very special. And I'll go back to Jacinta's wonderful address. It is all about people. This university is about people. We are a community of academic staff, of the TAFE staff, of the governing body and councils, of our student body. The most important part of any university are our students. You are our customers, and we're honoured that you choose and put your trust in this university for your education. So this is a very truly special place, and it's been a great honour and privilege to be your Chancellor for the last 6 years. But most of all, it's been an honour and privilege to work with you, Scott, and the wonderful staff of this university. You're very special people. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor and Chancellor. Graduates, distinguished guests, families and friends, the procession will now prepare to form a Guard of Honour for our Chancellor and our newest graduates. The Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor then invite you to join them in the Student Square for a celebratory drink to mark this truly special occasion. Please now stand with the procession and remain standing until the graduates have left the room.